And hello from behind the duck. Yes, hello everyone and welcome. Jim has the duck and I have Gary the goat. We're ready to go here with the Tim and Jim show. I'm Tim Sohn here hanging out with Gary the goat and Sohn Social Media Solutions. And I'm so excited for this episode of the Tim and Jim show. Hello, Jim.
Yes, and we're here with Puddles. Puddles, the duck from StreamYard, is with us today because today, folks, it's pretty exciting. It's Cyber Week, in case you didn't know, and StreamYard has released some not just this week, but over the past few weeks, they've released a lot of stuff, and we thought, because right now is a time that you can really, if you've been thinking about live streaming or even recorded streaming, StreamYard may be something you need to seriously consider. Because, Tim, what are the 3 principles of StreamYard that we love so much?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. Stability, ease of use, and professional looking streams.
You get a cookie. That was 100% correct.
A cookie. Are you going to mail me one, Jim?
I'll mail you a cookie. Have you heard of insomnia cookies?
No. Will it make me not sleep?
I think they're open all night in case you need cookies. I found out about them on the interwebs. Between them and Crumble, there's all these gourmet cookie places now that probably not good for our waistline, but definitely something to consider. But
yes, well, let us know what is your favorite kind of cookie, because we want to know. Jim, what is your favorite kind of cookie?
I would have to probably go with the chocolate chip.
Ooh,
I think is that a classic? Is that a classic?
I love baking chocolate chips with Caitlin cookies.
Yes.
Yeah, and Snickerdoodle is my favorite.
That's one thing I can do is bake cookies. I may not be a chef, but I can bake because I'm all about you got to follow the directions, and baking is about following directions. Would you agree?
Yes, I do agree, and I think you should send me some cookies, Jim.
All right, so I guess there you go, folks. Now I got to send Tim some cookies. That's what happens when we get into the we start talking about food at the holidays. And so, how was your Thanksgiving, Tim? Was it good? I hope
it was good. We spent it with Joy's parents. And what about you? What did you do? And what was your favorite? What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Ooh, my favorite Thanksgiving food, but I didn't have it this year, would be apple pie.
Ooh.
But we did have turkey and some other stuff, and I was able to spend Thanksgiving with my youngest daughters, my stepdaughter and my daughter, who's now back in the States, living in North Carolina, and the other thing would be we got to go to a wedding of a very good friend this weekend in South Carolina. That was a lot of fun. The weather was nice. It was a great wedding. So yeah, we did a little traveling, and then got back, and then I saw the town hall Sunday night, and I was like, wow, StreamYard is doing some things, and I think the people are going to want to know, because here's one thing I will say about StreamYard. And by the way, folks, StreamYard does help power our show, and we appreciate that. But we've been using StreamYard, Tim, if you think about it, February of this upcoming year, which isn't too far away, will be 3 years that we've been using StreamYard.
Has it been that long, Jim?
It has been that long.
1, 2, 3 whole years?
3 whole years. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And it looks like Facebook might be problematic today. We'll see if it was giving me some messages that I think it's saying it doesn't like our Facebook accounts at the moment, but I'm reconnecting. So folks, if you're on Facebook and we disappeared momentarily, I'm sure you'll let us know, but we are on all the other tubes.
Yeah, I was just going to say one of the beauteous things about StreamYard is that we can multi-stream.
Yes.
So that if one of the platforms is not functioning properly, we can stream to other platforms as well, like LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, other places. So
RTMP,
RTMP.
Chris and I use this to go to Amazon, and you can go 1080. You can go up to 1080p. You can go 720. So,
Right.
definitely lots of options. And one of the things that we're using today is one of the new features that we're going to talk about, and that
Yeah.
is, so well, I know we're kind of teasing everybody. So,
We
Tim,
are.
uh, you want to say hello to some of our friends?
Sure. Yes. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in, whether you're here live, which live is Wednesday, November 30th at 11:08 a.m. to be technical. But Chris Stone is here and he's feeling ducky today. I think we're all
Yes,
feeling ducky and
yes,
also goat. Chris Bro is in the house. He's saying, well played. Thank you, Chris Bro, for being here. Inger is here. He's saying, hey, Jim and Tim and Jim, whatever
yes.
order. Gail is here. She says, looking forward to the show. StreamYard tips. Thanks for being here, Gail, as usual. Katie Simpson is here from across the pond. She says, I've heard about some amazing updates from StreamYard. Thanks for being
Oh,
here,
I
Katie. We're
I
excited
saw
to
what you
share them
did
with you.
there. Pond ducks. Okay, I see what you did there.
I didn't even plan that. But thanks for
Oh,
playing along and
that's right.
going with it because yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So folks, what we're going to do here is we're going to share, we're going to screen share. That's something you can do with StreamYard in case you didn't know.
another
And so
feature.
you are seeing my other monitor instead of just sharing
Ooh,
one particular tab, which you can also do with StreamYard. I'm sharing 4 windows in StreamYard because there's so much going on with StreamYard right now. And so folks may ask, well, what is this new thing that we talk of? So everyone that currently has a StreamYard plan, they just released this. And so if we hit the create button, you will see you can now do on air webinars.
ooh,
And so you can host it on StreamYard or you can embed it. And so as you can see, you can use your StreamYard Studio, folks, to create your webinar, or you can even upload pre-recorded video, which I think is amazing. And as you can see, they've got the destination already there, and you can add other destinations. And you can see I have a ton of destinations if we wanted to add them, but
yes,
we'll just say no for now. Of course, now it's going to want to show them all. You can also do registration, and if you do hit registration, you'll see that you will get the name and email addresses and that you're going to be able to download that list. So that's really nice. You can add live chat just like we have here today. And you can also make
yeah.
it available on demand. And the live viewer limit with the pro plan is 250 people. Now, here's the thing, folks, and we're going to go about over this in the plans during this Cyber Week. If you sign up for these plans, you're getting these increased viewer limits. And we're going to show you guys what some of those are. And of course, you can schedule it. Now, we notice it's the grayed out schedule for later. So we almost think you have to schedule it for later. It's not one of those things
Yeah,
that you
I saw
can
that.
do otherwise. Um, and so yeah, and we're going to ask. We'll answer that question for you, Gail. Is it available on the basic plan here in a second? I'm not sure if it is, but we will find out here shortly. In fact, let's go see what they've got in the plan so we can answer that question for
Yeah,
Gail. And so, yeah, it starts with the pro plan. But here's something I want people to consider. I noticed something, Tim, that
yeah.
they added in here.
Mm,
Previously, on the Pro plan, you had 2 seats. Now you
mm.
have 4. So that
What
means
does
up
a
to 4
seat mean?
people. A seat means I could share my account with you,
Right.
and I can give you full access, you can create and everything else. So, StreamYard may not like that I'm gonna say this, but here's a thought for some of you that maybe you're on the basic plan. Why don't you team up with a friend and get the pro plan and share the cost? Because now you can have up to 4 seats. And when you get those 4 seats, you are going to get the StreamYard on air with 250 viewers for this week, right? Because once this week is over, it's going to go to 125 viewers. You can
Mm,
also use a pre-recorded stream of up to 2 hours. You get the multi-stream of 8 destinations where you've only got 3 with the basic. And
yeah.
you also get the extra camera, right? I don't know if you have the extra you don't have the extra camera with the basic plan. So what does that mean? If Tim and I right now wanted to add, or if I wanted to, and that's the benefit of bringing someone on the account. If Tim was signed into my account as one of my 4, he could be using a second camera at the same time. He could have his iPhone or whatever, his Android, I think for Tim, as well
Yes.
as a second camera. And so I think, when I saw that this went up to 4 seats, I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity for people to collaborate. You're going to get more multi-stream destinations, 12 backstage participants as opposed to, I think it's 10 with the basic plan. And then
Right.
you get full HD 1080, right? You don't get 1080 with the basic plan. And then you also, like I said, the pre-recorded streams up to 2 hours. But I'll tell you what I really think I'm excited about is this premium plan, Tim.
Why is that,
I mean,
Jim?
you can get 1,000 viewers,
Yeah.
15 backstage, as opposed to
That's really
12,
cool.
and
Yeah.
you get 10 seats. So that means you could run a company almost with the premium plan. Well, it's almost you could, and you can get 4-hour pre-recorded streams. Here's the other thing. If you're really crazy and it makes sense for you, this growth plan, and these are lifetime discounts, folks. If you sign up today, you're going to lock in the savings, and this is good for another 5 days during Cyber Week. They have a green room, and I don't know if you've ever been on one of these things yet that uses the green room, Tim, but I can pull you into the green room, and you and I can talk like by video without anyone else seeing it. And you can also, do all this chatting. And I want to say the green room feature is you can have up to 25 people total in the green room and the studio with the growth plan. And then 10,000 viewers for for the webinar thing is crazy. Yeah, Gail, good question about the embedding video. Is it HTML? I believe it is. Because I think we've used that before. I do believe they give us an HTML code for the embedding. But I would have to defer to the StreamYard folks on that. But it's I definitely know you can get that link because we've actually done that before, I think, Tim, with the YouTube video where it gives us an embed link.
Yeah.
But folks, seriously, if you've got someone you trust, like Gail, I know you and Ingor do a lot of stuff together. You might both each have your own account. I would seriously think about you guys considering combining forces and getting yourself a pro plan for the extra features. Because if you're already paying 25, heck, 49, you save $1, right? You save 50 cents. I'm not a math major. I was a finance major. So I think that's actually a really good deal. And, because I do know some people, and this is just me, Tim, you may agree
Yeah.
as well. Some people have a previous plan that the StreamYard watermark is on their videos all the time.
Right.
Folks, it is worth it to make this upgrade. This is a cup of Starbucks every week, and you can at least get the basic plan. And I would say if you just stop drinking Starbucks and go to Dunkin', you could probably afford the professional plan. But I digress. But I think this is exciting. I mean, what do you think, Tim?
No, I think it's very exciting. I'm curious, what happens if you see right now it said these are the prices if you sign up monthly, but what happens if you click the button and make it yearly?
You want to go yearly? Well,
yeah, I'm just curious.
Just for you, it goes even cheaper, right?
That's even better.
So if you're someone that can budget that annual plan, you're seeing it is quite a savings, a substantial savings. So I know they have a business plan, but I will tell you what, between the premium and the growth, I definitely see where this is going to meet the needs of a lot of potential live stream producers, businesses. I think that 15 people backstage is a lot, right?
Oh,
I
definitely.
think it's nice to have that flexibility. I mean, you still can only get 10 on screen, but even to me, 10's a lot, right? 10 people on screen is like
It is a
crazy.
lot.
Um,
Yes.
and so I think these are some really great features that they've added. And now, speaking of features, because now that you've all seen
Yes.
that these prices are good, folks, for another 5 days, right? So that's back to your monthly prices. As you can see, I currently have the professional plan. But here's
Yeah,
something
me
you
too.
may not be aware of. StreamYard, in all its glory, has added a couple of things within your videos, and that is the ability to trim your video. And here's the thing, it doesn't count against your storage limit. So if I wanted to go in here and trim this video from when Chris and I had the amazing Alex Sanfilippo on Dealcasters, I could make little clips of it and it'll save to here, and then I could use those for repurposing. But here's the other thing that I think this is I'm going to call it a game changer. I don't know. Some other people may not think so. We now have, and we're doing that with this show right now, into ISO recordings is what some people call it. We are right now, you see Tim, you see me, you see this share screen. These are all recording as individual video files. So
Yes.
when we're done, we're going to be able to download these files, and it's just going to be our video. It's not going to be the background and everything else. For repurposing, this is huge, right? We can take these video files and turn them into vertical videos. Say we wanted to create some stories or some TikToks or some reels. I can now take this horizontal video, and by using some other video software, we can do that. And so we can download these files. I can send the individual files to my guest if they wanted just their video file. Um, and it's going to capture the audio on their file, right? Not everybody else's audio. So that's
Right.
another pretty interesting thing. So I think that this is all part of it, right? This isn't cost you extra,
Right.
right? And so you
Yeah.
can download these files. Repurposing is so important. So I think this is another amazing feature, and this comes with either, right? This comes with, um, any of the plans. You're getting these recordings now. I think the only difference might be that you don't get as many. I don't know as you get as much storage on the basic plan. I could be wrong.
Oh, that's probably true. Right.
But yeah, but this does not count against your storage limit. That is one of the beauties of this. But I would recommend anyway that you're going to want to download it. The other thing people may not be aware of too is you also, when you record on StreamYard, you're getting individual audio file capability. So if you're
Yes.
looking to create a podcast, StreamYard can do that for you, right? You now have the audio. You can take those audio files, upload them into your favorite uh, podcast editing software, and create yourself a audio podcast. I know my friend Chris Stone does that quite a bit, and this is just like like a, what do they call it? This is like your Swiss Army knife of video.
Yeah.
Has so many options now, and by adding this webinar piece, right now they're competing with Zoom, because think about it.
Yeah.
For those of you that might have Zoom and have webinar, the webinar piece alone costs as much as the basic plan. Or I mean, not the basic plan, as the pro plan. And that's just for the webinar version, right? You still got to pay extra for Zoom on top of that. So if you're someone that's looking at doing webinars, this is definitely something to consider. And then
Hmm.
there's one other thing that StreamYard has done, Tim, that I think you and I found interesting, and that is
Definitely.
called Collab. StreamYard has come up with
Yes.
this free platform called Collab that is allowing you to now connect with shows, with guests. And if you don't have this and you'd like access to it, message me or Tim, and we can send you an invite to get yourself signed up. So as you can see these shows. And so let's say I wanted to go on the Rob Balasabas show here, right? I
Yes.
can send him a message and say, "Hey, Rob, I'd love to be on your show." In fact, our guest last week, Charvette, connected to us through Collab. You can also we have our show profiles, right? We have one for the Tim and Jim show, and Chris and I have one for Dealcasters. And you can put all your, where your show is located on social. You can talk about what the show is about. You can also, like I said, you can explore, like if I want to look for guests, these are all people that have created guest profiles. So if I want to go out there and find someone, um, so this is really, I think, a great way for people to get connected, right? Because how many times do we struggle
Oh
to
yeah.
find guests? I know there's a lot of people
Yeah.
out there that this happens. So StreamYard is they really are thinking outside of the box, I guess, for lack of a better term. Uh, and Tim, what do you think of some of these features? Is there anything you want to talk more about?
I mean, I think all of them are great. I love the on air feature. I mean, I've had people that I've tried to convince to use StreamYard in the past, and they were reluctant to because in the past they've used Zoom and they wanted to collect email addresses for people to come to their event. And they wouldn't switch to StreamYard because they didn't have integration to be able to have people just collect their emails right through StreamYard. But now with this on air feature, you can collect people's emails right through this on air webinar feature.
Yeah,
So
right
I
here,
think that's
folks.
really
You
cool.
hit, as Tim said, you hit that registration box, and you're going to be able to get people's names and emails. Which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and then like you said, if you wanted to take this webinar and maybe send it to your YouTube channel unlisted for evergreen purposes, you could do that. But StreamYard will also host it for you, right? That's one of the
Right.
destinations with this on air. And I think what people forget sometimes too, you know, StreamYard is in the cloud, but we like to say it's browser based. So
Mm.
it's not putting a lot of strain on your computer, which sometimes happens with some of these other programs that will remain nameless. I'm gonna put it back to where it's just you and me, Tim, because
Hey, Jim.
it's software, right? Sometimes it's software, and so your computer has to be able to manage the software. It has to be able to manage, you know, the internet and everything else. And so, in StreamYard, I'll even warn you sometimes, like, hey, you're having issues with that. So here's the other thing about local recordings.
Yeah.
It's recording locally. So even if the person's having internet issues, you're still going to get that, quality video clip that you're able to do. And so, yeah, so I think it's exciting what they're doing. And I think I may have said this earlier. I'm going to say it again. I know Chris and I talk about this all the time, you and I as well. Here's the thing about StreamYard, folks, and they're not paying me to say this.
Right.
When StreamYard releases something, they make sure it's ready, right?
It's true.
There's a lot of people always saying, "Oh, they need to do this, they need to do that." But the bottom line is they make sure it's ready for prime time before they put it out to the public, because the last thing you want is to start using something and then it doesn't work.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I've always appreciated and admired about StreamYard is that they uh they make sure it's ready, right? They it goes along with their whole, premise of, stream stability, professional looking streams, and of course now and then ease of use, right? I mean,
Yes.
this is so easy that I can do it, right? That in itself says a lot because Marines are accused of eating crayons and other things, and so for us to be able to
Oh, you're
use
a tech wizard, Jim.
live
So
streaming software. You're too kind, Tim. You're too kind. But
it's the truth.
yeah, let's see here. Okay, so so Gale, it's like if you embed videos there with StreamYard, so you don't actually have full control of the video. Um, that may be the source, but you can download your video, and then, if you wanted to embed it somewhere else, you definitely could do that. I mean, that's the one thing you have to remember is all these recordings, you're able to get downloaded and access it yourself. So, and that's another thing to remember. StreamYard does have record only mode. So if you wanted to record something,
Right.
um, and then use it elsewhere, like even the fact that you can play pre-recorded videos, right? Maybe as an example, let's say you had a show that your guest, it's a different time zone. You could pre-record the show, then upload that video and just let people know, like, hey, um, you know, we're not actually live today. I mean, you might be live as far as answering people's questions in the chat, but the actual video itself would play through, and you can schedule it. And so I think, really gives you a lot of options. And don't forget, Tim, StreamYard is able to be used on your phone and your tablet.
Yeah.
So people can access it from there as well. I wouldn't recommend running a show from your phone, but I know some people like to do that. But you could do that,
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a full-fledged show like this kind of show, definitely it's a lot easier to do it on a desktop computer. But
right?
if you're doing it, if you're just like out for a walk or something and you're not going to be doing a lot of banners and like that kind of thing, it's easy enough to do. If you
Right,
just like want to put up like one background and just do something simple,
right,
it's easy enough to do. But if you're
right.
doing something like this, hey Rush Johns, great to see you.
That's right. The pirate is here, and
Yes,
so
our
so so folks, if you're watching live, if you're watching on replay, let us know in the comments what are you most excited about of these new features that StreamYard has rolled out here over the last 30 days, and let us know. We would love to know what would you like to see next. Now, I've heard a rumor. This is strictly a rumor, so no one can hold StreamYard to it. That they may be doing the pairs thing that we've seen on some of these other platforms as well, where you could have your show go live on someone else's channel without having to add it as a destination. I think that's another thing in their pipeline.
I use a pairs feature on another platform, and I would love to see somebody create that feature more easy to use.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, Gabe Leal. It looks like Tim Stone just got done robbing a Dunkin' Donuts. Is that because of my beautiful hat? Are you complimenting my hat? Is that what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying?
I like what Russ says. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
That's a really good point.
Yes.
Really good
And
point.
and Russ is excited about embedding webinars on his own site.
I love that
Yeah,
idea.
now I'm gonna have to start thinking about webinars. Wow.
Yeah.
I had made an excuse not to because I guess now I don't have an excuse, Tim. It's all StreamYard's fault. What are we
I
gonna do?
know.
Yeah.
I know.
So Tim,
Jim,
before what do you have something exciting coming up in 2023, don't you?
I do. Actually, I have a few exciting things, but one thing that's coming up is I have a new group coaching program coming up, launching in January. It's called Launch Your LinkedIn Live. It's a 6-week group coaching program for anyone who wants to launch a LinkedIn Live show. Um, so I'll drop the link in the comments. But I'm excited because I haven't done a group coaching program in a while. I did some in 2020 and 2021, but I'm excited to do that again. So
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome.
What about you? What do you have coming up?
Well, I'll be speaking in a couple weeks at the Agora Pulse e-commerce summit. Going to be doing a table talk about the Amazon influencer program, and
Nice.
so I'm excited about that. And then, of course, well, not of course, at the end of January, I'll be going to Podfest in Orlando, and we'll be speaking in person. So that should be a lot of fun. Get to go
Awesome.
to Orlando when it's cold, so hopefully it'll be warm there. That's something that I'm looking forward to, and just continuing to create content. I think I'm going to work on participating in Vlogmas, which starts tomorrow, which is try to do a video every day
Every
in
day.
December, every day, yes.
Oh my
But that doesn't
gosh.
mean you couldn't batch record, right?
That's
Do a
true.
few videos and then just upload them every day, and,
Have you done that before, Jim? Things
I
like
had in the past, but I never made it all the way through, but this time it's gonna be different because I'm excited about all the things we can do with StreamYard and, creating some vertical videos that can be a lot of fun. Because even, like, right now, we could do, these 2 videos of us side by side, we could turn this into a vertical video and put one of us on top, one on the
oh,
bottom, change the background.
right.
So it's a great way to repurpose your horizontal, or landscape
Right.
videos.
It's pretty fancy. We're getting there with the terminology. I like it.
Oh, and here's okay, so Gabe would say, "I'd like to see them adding multiple scenes and widgets."
Mm.
I
Scenes would be a nice feature.
I think scenes would be nice. I think, I personally think that is probably the thing that really people are looking at is they want scenes, right? It would
Yeah.
be nice to be able to switch from this look to another look without having to do a bunch of steps. I mean, because as an example, I've got I'm using a Stream Deck and I'm using Ecamm as a virtual cam. So if I do this, right, you can see my overhead camera and you can see
And
that, and
puddles.
then I switch back. So that's a scene that I've set up, right? So that
Ah,
it would be nice if at some point StreamYard got to where they would allow us to do scenes, because then it's just you
yeah.
press a button, get your things the way you want them to look.
Seamless. Seamless transitions.
Seamless. I love that. Seamless.
Yes.
Seamless. And so, yeah, so excited about all these things that StreamYard has done.
Yeah.
And so before we go too, I just want to share this one more time, Tim. Folks, you cannot beat these deals. And I'm going to say it again, right? I won't say till I'm blue in the face. But if you're thinking about the pro plan and you're like, yeah, that's a lot of money. Um, you can have up to 4 people on the account. Maybe this is a time to reach out to some friends that you've all been kinda having that reason like, "Oh gosh, I can't afford, 50, but could you afford, a fourth of that? Could you afford half of that or a third of it?" Right? And you could all share the account because you each all will have your own individual login based on your email, right? It's not like it's
Right.
going to, say, "Oh, you can't use it because you're not the owner of the account." And you can create your own. You can have multiple live streams get created, and 8 destinations, right?
Yeah.
I know there's these other programs that go beyond that, but sometimes I'm like, "How do you go beyond 8?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of those to me that I've always been like, I don't understand, at some point, it seems like it's too many. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
And
so
if you do the annual deal, it's only $39 a month for the professional.
right.
So you save $10. And if there's
Yes.
4 of you and you split it,
That's right. That's
boom.
right. There you go. Yeah, so there's the annual, and so this is good for another, 5 days, and don't forget, with the pro plan, you get the StreamYard on air, and this week, I think it's just this week, you get 250 viewers with the StreamYard on air. Um, yes, Gail, if you do, share the account, you do share the hours for that, but 50 hours is a lot. And what I would recommend is you need to download those recordings anyway and put them somewhere else, clean that up. And um, you can buy, what do we call it, additional storage if you really wanted it. But I just think there's
Right.
so many you could store these files in Google Drive, which is free. You could store them in OneDrive if you're a Microsoft user. Um, and so I think that's how I would look at it too. But this is a great deal. And at least they didn't like make it end on Cyber Monday. StreamYard has given us it's Cyber Week at
Yeah,
StreamYard.
love it.
And if you're looking for this, I've got the link is in the description of this video if you want to sign up and check it out. I think this is an amazing product, amazing deal. I almost want to go get the growth plan, Tim, but I know I shouldn't. I don't have a good reason yet.
Good deal.
But it does have the green room, and the green room is pretty
That's very cool.
pretty game changing. But here's the other thing. You can go monthly, right?
Right.
So here's another thought. Upgrade for a month. Or let's say you had a client that wants to do something like, okay, I'll go get the growth plan for a month. Make that a part of your pricing so that you have that green room.
Yeah.
And then because that's a heck a lot more affordable than some other programs that I know to give you that capability. And let's see. Gabe is funny. He's like, if I didn't have commitment issues, I would commit to a streaming service, but this is a good deal. And Russ thinks that yes, he's so fickle. But yeah, this is definitely great stuff from StreamYard. Always excited to see what they come up with next. And so yeah, if you have questions, folks, don't hesitate to reach out to Tim or I. We can if we can't help you, we know the people that can. And if you're having questions, like I said, this is definitely the time to do it. If you're someone thinking about a webinar or webinars, that this is definitely something I think worth at least getting into the pro plan. You can always upgrade to the premium if you needed to later for whatever reason. But yeah, I think I'm going to give StreamYard the big thumbs up for what they've done with this deal. And it's not just this. It's not just the StreamYard on air. It's all these other things that they've released recently. It's the individual video files. It's the audio files. I mean, if you're using some of these other programs to record your podcast with video, I don't know why you're not using StreamYard. I really don't. This is just, to me, this is so much better. It's the quality is there, and they have a great support team as well.
What Jim said. It's true. I mean, yes. I don't know any other platform that is more stable also than StreamYard.
Yes. Yeah. Usually it's the social platforms that are the problem, not StreamYard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I will be back next week. I'm not sure who the guest is going to be yet. Tim is going to be off gallivanting about in eastern Pennsylvania. So watch out for the bears and the turkeys. And tomorrow's December,
and
folks.
The goats too.
Don't forget, check out StreamYard. They are definitely a force to be reckoned with. And we're glad that we get to use StreamYard. So any final thoughts, Tim?
Just thank you, everyone who is here today, whether you're live or on the replay.
That's right.
This has been a great show. Thank you, Jim Fuse.
Thank you, Tim Zone.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
And thank you,
thank
Puddles.
you. Thank y'all. Thank you, Puddles.
Yes.
And thank you, Gary. Life wouldn't be the same without Puddles or Gary or y'all.
We'll see y'all next week. Take care.
Bye.